Hi, my name is Mehak and today I'm going to speak about visionary mission. History speaks out that all the great leaders have in common is the vision. It's the vision that helps leaders develop a strategic plan to accomplish the mission of the particular project. All leaders have vision that fulfills the mission of the organization. The leadership vision and mission goes beyond the written organizational statements. The vision of a leader shows how accurate and powerful the leader is committed towards his mission. The unchanging ideals form business vision and are expressed in company's mission statement. That is how both of them are related. Coming towards the vision statement, it usually communicates both the purpose and the values of the organization. As a leader, it is necessary to clearly define the vision so that the next steps would refer to creating goals which would allow team members to achieve it. Having a good vision is a trait shared by all the great leaders. It is necessary for vision to excite and motivate the followers. The vision must be able to set organizational direction and identify the purpose clearly. The mission statement is usually defined as the brief description of organization's purpose and primary objective. Its primary function is to define the key measures of the organization's success. Its primary audience can be the leadership team and the stockholders of the company. The mission statement helps to imprint organizational values and purpose firmly in workers' minds so that they become the part of organization rather than thinking about the entire main picture. Thus, missionary vision is very important in an organization. This shows how mission is needed to develop a visionary mission, and thus visionary missions are lofty objectives that firms management decides upon to pursue.
I'm Ted. I'm going to talk about the decisive decisions making. People make decisions every day. They often feel overwhelmed, especially when they have many choices to choose from. Some as easy as what are we going to eat for lunch, or some extremely difficult as which jobs are you going to apply. Also, every job or project needs to make decisions. But what makes a good decisive decisions? First, let's talk about how to become more decisive. That's another way to do it. Motivate yourself, do your research, analyze the pros and cons, start small, practice, give yourself a timeline, face your fear, follow your heart, believe, no bad decisions, which means whatever decisions you make is the right decisions. Be brave, take a step back, think it out loud. Then let's talk about the benefits of becoming more decisive. It can persuade your dream, save time and energy, feel more confident, and learn more. Then let's move to the 4 reasons why decisions need to be made. Decision making give directions, start actions, continuous progress, and is for the answers. Then let's talk about the skills and technique of the decision making. There are 8 steps. Identify the purpose of the decisions. Gather information. Identify the principle to judge the alternative. Brainstorm and list different possible choices. Evaluate each choice in terms of its consequences. Determine the best alternative. Put the decisions into actions. Evaluate the outcome of your decisions and action steps. Then finally are some tips to make decisions making faster and more efficient. First, be proactive. Then honor your word. Start small and then build up. Use power of language. Work on your timing. Honor your instincts.
Mutual reward theory states that a relationship between two people or groups is improved and enhanced when there is a satisfactory exchange of rewards between them. The relationship must be beneficial for both parties. If this requirement remains unsatisfied, then the relationship will eventually deteriorate or be severed. Mutual reward theory is generally applicable to all types of relationships, particularly the one between leaders and followers. Through frequent interaction, leaders and followers develop a shared understanding and mutual respect to achieve established goals. Each side expects the other to act according to their role, because if one side is not playing their specific part, the other is unable to effectively do theirs. The leader-follower relationship needs both sides to be equally committed and working hard towards the objective. Leaders may be able to empower their followers in order to get the most out of them, and through empowerment, everyone benefits. The path goal theory was first proposed by House in 1971 and was continually revised throughout the years after its introduction. This theory states that the leader helps subordinates to achieve their goals by providing a clearer path for them to follow. When leaders put this theory into practice, chances are heightened that the individual will become a better follower and the mutual reward theory can come into play.
They say the greatest business plan in the world will fail if it's not communicated properly. Hello, this is Travis Hartzell explaining communication in leadership. Leaders should strive to continuously improve their communication skills in 6 different areas. The first of which is nonverbal communication. They say body language doesn't lie, and it's true. Leaders must be aware of the nonverbal signals they're sending to followers. The next area is presentation skills. A good example of this is what you're listening to right now. Which brings me to my next point. Listening is arguably the most important skill any leader can possess. God gave us 2 ears and only 1 mouth for a good reason. The next area is one-on-one communication. This type of communication often takes the form of counseling followers. This type of delicate communication should be used with regard to the 5 R's. The next knowledge area has to do with facilitating small group communication. With organizations increasingly using teams to solve problems, this skill is crucial for today's leaders. The channel we'll discuss last is writing. One thing leaders should keep in mind, once you hit send, you can't take it back. I learned a lot from interviewing Coach De Los Santos. He said how a coach communicates with his team is what defines him as a leader. My dad also had some valuable insight. He said, speaking in front of big groups does get better with time. Thank God. And that's a summary of leadership communication.
Hi, my name is Nick, and I'm going to be discussing the power of influence and how that affects leadership. There are 3 sources of leadership: role power, personality power, and knowledge power. Leaders rely on these 3 to influence others within their organization, and it is important for them to find the right balance of all 3. Think about the difference between a lab manager and a CEO of a major company. One might rely on their knowledge to influence others, while others might use their personality a little bit more. It is important for the leaders to create an inspiring vision that will help direct others in the right direction. Next, that it will create a structure for these workers to work within. And then they must also express their authority to ensure that the workers' actions are in line with their vision, or that the leader creates will help create conditions that will enable interaction between the employees. And also, what we'll see in the future are that the most successful organizations will have a strong global power of influence in the future. In a survey conducted by Kouzes and Posner, as described in their book, The Leadership Challenge, they said that the 4 most widely desired traits of leaders are: they are honest, forward-looking, inspiring, and competent. This survey was administered to people all over the world in many different countries that speak many different languages.
In the center of the leadership strategic model is the leader's positive force or positive attitude. Having a positive attitude and developing a positive force is fundamental to driving the other leadership attributes. This is because other leadership attributes such as mutual reward theory, effective communication, influence others, developing an inspiring mission, or even making decisions is exponentially increased by the power of the leader's personality. The positive nature of the leader will encourage followers to both communicate with and work for the leader. The culture will change from one of mundane tasks and fulfillment of quotas to one of vibrant activity and focus the organization's people to exceed goals. A number of different factors stimulate positive attitudes in leaders. First among these is having confidence in one's abilities. Portraying this confidence is crucial to establishing others' faith in you. This is done with body language, positive tone of voice, and optimism. Another way in fostering positivity in oneself is by ensuring that there are small wins that are apparent. These small wins create the positive atmosphere that can support the leader's positive attitude. Another fundamental aspect to creating positive force is to not speak negatively about people or things. Problems with either people or processes are an opportunity for change and growth. Being negative only causes anxiety in yourself and others, which results in difficulty in invoking change. Positivity is crucial to invoking change in the workplace. Change is horribly stressful for a vast number of people. If the change is also forced with an autocratic style, then the coworkers are unlikely to be pleased. With their displeasure comes a reduction in morale, and subsequently a reduction in productivity. To properly encourage them, a leader must present a win-win situation and encourage their success. Again, the delivery of the communication of change is fundamental. Optimism of the leader will cause optimism for the follower.
Presenting to you the quality and best practices in leadership. 7 personal qualities found in the leader is that they are excited about their work or purpose for being a leader, is confident in their work that they do, also needs to function in an orderly and purposeful manner in situations of uncertainty. Good leaders are tolerant of ambiguity and remain calm, composed, and steadfast to the main purpose. A good leader is also responsible for keeping the main goal in focus. Those are the 7 qualities that I found that should be in a leader. The best practices in leadership. A strong leader is essential to the function and success of any team. While some leaders are often born with great skills to lead, effective leaders with best practices will be organized, focused, and dedicated to the work of the team. Benchmarking in leadership is as part of leadership, so it's true learning and development tool. Benchmarking is used as benchmarks for people such as yourself who are about a commerce and a process of formal development within any team, with the opportunity to assess the feedback received from your colleagues so that you can develop a clear picture of your leadership effectiveness. According to the National Learning Institute, they developed the leadership benchmark as a 360 feedback tool in the workplace.